It is 9:30 on a Thursday night, and you're tuned into Beltway Radio and Beyond. You one and only thing.
Oh my God!
This is Chipchat. Welcome to Chipchat, everybody. I'm Chip for you, Des.
Are you Chip? I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, witness protection.
This is what I sound like tonight.
God, this is gonna be a great show.
I don't even know where this.
You just told me.
Yeah, I don't know where this voice even comes from.
Yo,
like it's there's like a, you know, people say I have a frog in there.
Yeah, this is it.
I have several
toad and
maybe a toad.
Buzzweiser frogs back.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Couple of those lizards.
Yeah, call him, what's the name? Jada Chip.
That's very funny.
Oh my God.
Speaking of which, though,
please.
I've got some. I don't think I can.
Okay.
Please
don't. Yeah, the show might be over.
I have some news to tell you offline about. Well, it's not directly related to Jadakiss, but
okay,
I'll tell you how it is. Anyway, okay. Welcome to special edition. Everything's special edition around here. We have a guest this week.
Yes, we do.
He's all the way from someplace called Connecticut.
That just sounds bad.
Have you heard of this place?
Yeah, isn't that home to Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, was
sorry.
Yeah, maybe.
Just leave it there. I don't know.
Where is he currently residing?
Moving on.
Anyway, our guest ManUILL will be here. He's going to be joining us a little later. Yes, it's a great name.
Really friggin' dope name.
Even if he wasn't a good MC,
doesn't
you would buy his record because of the name, right?
And he's really dope.
And he is a good MC.
Yeah, he's like kind of high level.
Also, this week, we've got stories about MAGA Mike and his porn obsession. Somehow that got weirder. This is becoming a weird recurring theme on this show.
I just heard that this fool doesn't even, like, they were doing his
he doesn't have a bank account.
And like the post reporter, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
we'll get to that. But
insane. That's just fraud written all over.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
And he's got 5 kids, and they're in grad school, and that was his excuse for this.
Anyway, sorry. I just heard that, and I was like, what? And I confirmed it in the post report.
I want to predict tonight that we're within 2 months of a major Mike Johnson sex scandal. Wow. I don't know whether it's going to be
reckless speculation here.
Mark my words.
Okay. There it is.
There's your timestamp.
There it is.
It's going to happen because there's just too much weirdness around this. It's going to come out that he's got, you know, a DVD collection or something that the software can't see. Or,
something weird.
Yeah, there's going to be something. Okay. The Supreme Court heard a case that only a salmon could love.
Oh, that's good.
That's a way inside joke.
That's the
guy who maybe still thinks he's president takes the stand and gets probed.
Oh,
plus a bunch more stuff. It's gonna be great.
He should not take. Oh my God,
he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's civil. Yeah, and
yeah, he can't plead the fifth. Well,
yeah, you could, but they would just use that against
negative inference. Yes.
Yeah. Like, yo, that was bad.
Also, his kids took the stand.
Yeah.
And Ivanka looks like a CGI version of Ivanka.
Oh, that's terrible.
She looks like those the what's the AI one?
Oh God.
You know, where it draws the thing that's not quite right.
Yeah.
With the hands that are all messed up. Yeah. She looks like one of those. But she's walking around.
Hey, look, God, that's good.
People make bodily autonomy choices. Like, it's cool. If you want cheekbone implants and a fake chin, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not shaming you for that.
Freedom that you have in this country.
We might laugh at how you look, but that's your choice.
We're allowed to laugh.
Yeah. Speaking of choices, there was a whole election.
Yes.
That was mostly about choices, which is literally what an election is about. But this was about a particular kind of choice.
I don't.
Which we're going to talk.
We're going to tell you. There's not even no need to get into it right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have a word?
Yes, obviously.
Yes, obviously. I don't know how he was.
No, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll find out.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So sit back, grab some
lozenge.
You're right on. It's Ricola time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chipchat on Beltway Radio and Beyond.
Sweeps. Exactly.
All right, welcome back to Chipchat here on Beltway Radio and beyond. That is,
let's copy out.
baby.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just gonna whisper the whole show.
Yeah, you just
Brian, just like turn on my mic. We're gonna do like the full NPR voice
exactly. Yo, this might be our highest rated show
tonight on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Join us as we discuss. Yeah. All right. Well, so here's what we're gonna do before we get into the list time.
Yes.
I want to remind everybody to go to beltwayradioandbeyond.com.
Yes.
Which is our website where you can #vote for Tez because
yes,
he is eligible to win.
I'm eligible. I'm on the ballot.
Best personality, best Beltway personality of the year. He has done as much campaigning as he has done work. For this show.
I show up and somehow I'm showing up on the ballot.
You're trailing abysmally.
Of course.
I happen to be able to see the results. You're not doing well.
I should, you know what? I should try to go and win this now.
You should try.
I should try to go and win this.
You're doing about as well as Glenn Youngkin did on Tuesday.
Jesus.
So you should hustle.
All right.
There's a week left.
Everybody. Oh my.
The polls close on the 15th of November.
So still in the early
get out there and vote. Vote early, vote often, and cast your ballots for Tez. You can vote a lot, so go do it.
I'm gonna put it on my the liberal
on your blue sky.
My
flaming liberals.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they even believe in voting anymore?
They're just I mean I don't know. They seem very sad there.
There's a lot of sadness in liberal world, even when we win.
There's sadness. Yeah, it's bad.
You're like, oh shit, we won. Now what?
That's how I feel. Like I'm like, oh God, everybody's still sad. There's a lot of
hand wringing.
Yeah.
People asked me, they were like, did you ever doubt that the results were going to come back on Tuesday in Virginia? I was like, yes, I live in a perpetual state of nervous anxiety about the future of our country.
Yeah, the same people who voted for that are the ones who voted him in.
So, yeah. So like, it shows how fickle and.
But those are the two hot button issues. I mean, and we'll get into that. Is that Youngkin use this school choice shit and ban the books type shit, and you can gain control over your school board and rode that in.
Yeah, and then every one of his Mom for Liberty people was defeated in Loudoun County. They flipped the entire school board.
Kind of why do we get like? I'm wondering a lot about the American populace, and if they like, do we just want this type of weird excitement?
No, this is what happens when you don't teach civics.
Yes,
and you have all these people who have no idea what they're talking about.
It's insane.
People go, "Oh, did you see that documentary about human trafficking called Sound of Freedom?" That's not a documentary, you idiots. It's not. It's fake. None of it's real. And there was no basement in Comet Ping Pong.
Yes,
but
I've been to there.
That is a lot of times.
Yeah, it's not there.
But this is how they operate.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
Yes.
Speaking of salmon, Salmon Alito
is so good.
And neighbor Clarence were the chief architects of a decision last year in the Supreme Court 2 terms ago, in which
it's just a crazy, like, that decision is insane.
Yeah, there was a question about a gun law.
Yeah,
and they basically struck down the law, saying that states couldn't regulate this type of bit about guns unless they could find a historical precedent for that law that was analogous to something that the founders had at the time they wrote the Second Amendment. Their legal reasoning goes, when they wrote the bit about a well-regulated militia, it would have had to been in the context of what they could understand to be well-regulated. Keep in mind, these people owned people and were using flintlock muskets, so they couldn't conceive of anything.
Like they don't have something that can kill 28 people in like 8 seconds.
They have no like nothing that we have in our world resembles anything they had. But the doctrine that they set out in this said, if you can't find something that is analogous, that's their word, to something that was around in the 1700s, you can't make that law. So
Crazy.
crazy. So
originalism.
Most of the appellate courts basically took this incredibly vague statement and said, we don't know what this means. So some ruled in certain ways and some ruled in other ways. But our favorite friends, the Fifth Circuit, took this basically literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Enter this guy whose name is Rahimi. He is a violent, very violent.
This man is a
drug dealing crazy person. Yes. And he gets arrested for beating his girlfriend like several times.
Yeah.
Finally, one time he's doing it in public, like in a CVS parking lot or something, and he beats her to within an inch of her life, and somebody sees it and they go, hey, don't do that. And he turns around and shoots at them.
Yeah.
Fortunately, doesn't hit him.
Yeah. What you got? Like, you want to be a hero out here, but bro, I hope you're ready for any, because that can easily
yeah.
Especially when you don't know, like a madman.
You have no idea. This guy
is a madman.
This guy's a crazy person. He's been shooting his guns.
He shoots wherever he's at.
Everything.
It's crazy. Like no decorum.
From his car.
Wouldn't he shoot like there was like some altercation in like a restaurant?
Yeah,
and he shot into the air. That is insanely scary.
He's like some cowboy in a Wild West movie.
Yo.
Okay, so
I was like, dude, I'm afraid now.
So Rahimi shoots at this guy and he gets arrested.
Yeah.
And the cops go to his house and they go, holy shit, you got a lot of guns and you have a lot of domestic violence convictions. You're not allowed to have any of these guns. Yeah. Federal law bans you having any of these guns. And this same federal law and all of the limited background checks that we do have kept something like 75,000 guns out of the hands of people who we know are convicted of or have restraining orders against for violence against their domestic partners, which is a lot of guns.
A lot of guns.
Okay. So the cops haul him into jail and they end up convicting him. And his argument is, hey, look, I have a Second Amendment right to these guns.
Yeah.
And the judge is like, no, you don't. And he goes, all right, fine, I plead guilty. But his public defender, clever guy, goes, actually, now that this rule about the 1700s is in place.
The rule about the 1700s.
I think we've got a case.
Right.
And we happen to be in the 5th District or 5th Circuit. Yeah. So let's give it a go. So he brings it up to the 5th. And of course they go, yeah, this guy should have lots of guns. There's nobody better to represent the Second Amendment in these United States than this guy who beats his girlfriends and shoots at random passersby. Yeah. That is exactly what the founders had in mind when they put those 27 words and 2 commas down on that parchment. So have your guns back, out of prison, off you go. Give him some extra guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Gets to the Supreme Court. Fortunately, even Beer Can Brett,
they're like, whoa,
whoa, guys, this is not, and even Gorsuch, who loves guns.
Yes.
He's like, yo, this is not what we're talking about. You can't possibly mean that this doesn't meet the standard of originalism. It doesn't meet the standard of reasonableness.
Yeah.
This is nuts. You can't let violent people have guns. We take away lots of other constitutional rights from people who get convicted of things like the right to vote, for example. And so just no. Except for Sam and Alito and neighbor Clarence. They're like, yeah, this guy should have more guns. Okay, so that's the background that you need to know. Now the list time. Since only laws that have analogs to the 1700s are applicable in these great United States anymore, here is another list. It's a shorter list because this could be a literally infinite list.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's so many that are missing. So many that are missing.
Here is a list of other laws that should be tossed.
Get them out of here.
Don't exist in the 1700s at the time of the founding of the United States. You want to go with the first one?
Let's go with the first one. All right, number 1, speed limits.
Yep. There were no speed limits back then.
No, there was not that man either.
There was no cops pulling over Paul Revere for riding way too fast from the Old North Church.
No, not at all.
Slow down.
Look,
there's children out here.
Make it the Autobahn.
And they're probably drunk.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It was no drinking age.
Probably.
Yeah, the children were all drunk.
Yeah.
It was the only safe thing to
drink. I'm about to say.
Okay. Number 2, wire fraud laws. There were no wire fraud laws. You know why?
The wires.
No wires. They had not invented electricity yet, let alone telephones or any of that.
Yeah.
So Steve Bannon and his arrest by the Postal Service in their weird little shorts, free to go.
Fraud was around, just not
fraud was around,
yeah,
but not wire fraud. So it's okay. You can defraud people over wires because there wasn't a law about it.
Seems like people already move like that anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know,
all right. Go ahead.
All right. Number 3, prohibitions on domestic violence at all. I mean, like, yo, some of the laws for like what your husband can do, yo, like rape isn't even a thing.
Rape wasn't even a thing.
Like
spousal rape wasn't a thing in Virginia until like the early 2000s.
I was gonna say, yeah. Like,
you literally could not rape your wife because you owned her.
Yeah, insane.
In the Commonwealth.
Just what?
It's how the John Bobbitt thing went down. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. She cut off his dick.
Yeah.
And threw it in a farm. And she was like, well, yeah, I had to because he raped me. And his defense was, I can't rape her. We're married. She can't refuse.
That's insane.
That was but that was on the books.
It is the law.
Yeah. So, you know, you could beat your wife. You own your wife.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to her.
Amongst other property.
So there you go. Number 4, there were no laws allowing Clarence Thomas to read or even walk around on his own.
How does he?
Just want to be clear about that.
The fact that he gets up there.
He walks around in my neighborhood,
yeah, which
is a dangerous neighborhood because the Thomases live there.
Yes. Yeah, he's bringing out a property.
He just walks around for free. Like, and nobody checks his status or his papers and goes, what are you doing out here? And he's married to a white woman.
Oh my God.
Whoa, in the 1700s. Good Lord.
That and first that
I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's gonna end up like Mike Pence.
Yo.
Yo.
Hang that one up.
Oh.
God damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, him too.
Oh. Yo. All right, moving on. Number 5.
Number 5.
Roughing the passer.
Yeah, not illegal. Yeah, that was still fine. You know, that's okay. There you go. So those are a short list.
Short list again
that did not exist in the 1700s, and therefore
call us at 301-761-1040 and tell us what you think you want to put on there.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure you can come up with several dozen.
Yes.
Just think of anything.
Yeah,
it's probably there were only like 10 laws.
Yeah.
That's how they had to write the first 10 amendments.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, these ones. Everything else was like, well, I guess we better make up some stuff.
Right.
The post office existed. So Bannon could have gotten in trouble if he tried to.
But yeah, mail.
Through the mail.
Yeah. Not wire.
Just not over a wire. Yeah. They had shorts back then too.
Yeah.
The post office has always had shorts. That's one of their rules. When Ben Franklin was like, we should make a post office, everybody was like, that's a pretty good idea, Ben. What's it going to do? He's like, well, we're going to facilitate correspondence between the colonies, might help us overthrow the British. Go on. Get this. We're going to make them wear little shorts. Sign me up.
Genius.
Yep. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, cut our shorts shorter.
Yes.
So we can join the post office, and we'll be back with a special rundown election edition. It's going to be no, not yet. Don't spoil it yet. Okay, we're going to take a break. Hopefully, we've got some music from our guest that we can play during the break. So if you hear that, that's what that is. All right, you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Yeah. Fire. Fresh Tim's bandana, razor blade, bad grammar, heart still young, sober older than my dad grandma. Grab hammer, blam blammer, knife work, stab jammer, pencil in your throat. Forget it, quote. I'm a bad man to press your luck with. I ain't for the fuck shit. Trust it, I'm flustered. Dealing with too much shit. Dutchlet, deluxe shit. Sharper than a tux fit. Yeah, I'm doing me. Show respect, but I don't suck it. I ran from cops getting busted. Yeah, had to stop getting dusted. Me and Pop disgusted. Mommy disgusted. She don't like how life took my youth and just rushed it. Still free, peace to the lifers I was cuffed with. Even back then I took ciphers and crushed it. Bandana Manny, these niggas don't want the static. Letting off spark interest and spitting it's automatic. Faggot. What's up with these niggas first? They don't know by now? Shit. Luckily, we only getting better. I was running, ducking from shots, still laughing in the park. Scared friends away, they just didn't have the heart. Concrete jungle, been a savage from the start. Raised by the wolves, split your cabbage with a dart. Amazing, right fire, pen blazing. Out looking for pussy, I could spend days in. Skin Cajun, chink eye like an Asian. My men crazy, run trains like Penn Station. I've been patient, hip-hop's newest sensation. Been caged in, don't even look like I've been aging. With a pen page in, my headphones on. I'm in the zone till the shit I choose to let go gone. Life's a game of chess, you know threat, go porn. Need insurance fucking with me. Get your ghetto on, I rep so strong. Even though people can see ManUILL, they still don't believe that it's me.
All right, welcome back to Chipchat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's popping out?
All right, and that was our guest, ManUILL. He's
Yes.
going to be joining us a little bit later. Killer flow.
Yes, just
Everything rhymes. He's got inside the bar, across the bar, all the bars.
Yeah,
it's great stuff. Okay, so now we've come to the part of the show called the Rundown. This is where I tell you about some stuff that's going on in the news.
Oh my God! For Christ's sakes! That's
Fuck y'all!
exactly. That shit was terrible. Oh my God!
If we were professionals, it would sound a little more like this.
From Beltway Radio and Beyond in Washington, D.C., I'm J. Scott Smith, and this is the part of the hour where I tell you some stuff that's going on in the news.
Thank you, Jay, for saving this segment. God gracious.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't control anatomy.
You don't.
I know that Marjorie thinks that I probably do. I don't know. It's not.
It was the voice was growing on me until that. Sound like a dust bowl.
Well, because the thing that makes the news sound that you like so much is not there at the moment. I have no availability.
Took it.
Sorry. Yeah. Fucking frogs. Return of the Frogs Day. All right. So anyway, this part of this election rundown.
Yeah.
We had an election in this country on Tuesday.
Yeah.
In Virginia, there is always an election every year on Tuesday because we have the regular elections that everybody else has, and we have off year and we have off year. And we like it that way. I get more stickers. That's how that works. I think I've got 23 stickers now.
Okay. Yeah,
oh, no, because I counted some of the primary ones. I got that too. So I might have almost 30. Jesus. Yeah. It's a lot of stickers. Well, DC could have stickers too if let them vote.
Soon.
Yeah.
Demographics are changing.
Yeah, right.
Tell you,
White city.
You can't disenfranchise a bunch of white people. It's not allowed. Not in this
country. Can pacify them for a while.
A while. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Eventually they're going to be like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I should get a say.
Yeah. Eventually.
I should. Not you.
Maybe because it's so transient. Maybe it never happens because they have their votes back at home.
Yeah. Or they just vote absentee. Yeah. Possible. Anyway. Okay. This is an important part of this segment.
I know. This is insane.
I am about to say something complimentary, 2 things complimentary about Ohio. Ohio, the state I loathe the most. I mean, loathe more than even Texas.
And Florida.
In Florida. I hate Ohio. Did 2 great things.
Yes. Yeah.
By ballot initiative, they put a constitutional amendment to protect the right of a woman to choose whether or not to have an abortion and marijuana. Both by constitutional amendment.
Crazy.
They were like, we need weed to be super legal.
Yeah.
Like we want
Put
it
it on
now.
the parchment.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
let's
Put it
burn
next to that thing where we like made ourselves a state
Yeah.
with that weird triangle flag. Yes, that. Yes. But more importantly, the abortion amendment passed, and it passed with almost 60%,
This is a red state.
which means, yeah, well, kind of. They've got a red senator, JD Vance, and they voted for Trump by almost 14 points or
Yeah.
something like that. And that the first time, and then
Yeah.
Biden lost it by 8 points, I think. So it's a big spread.
Yeah.
Republicans dominate. This is where Jim Jordan comes from.
Yeah.
This is where John Boehner comes from.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where JD Vance comes from. So like,
Yeah. It's like,
this is where Ryan Day comes from.
oh God.
He's coming up later. But you may remember they're like, wait, didn't Ohio just have an issue 1 on a ballot in August? They did. That was about whether or not a constitutional amendment could be put on a ballot and pass with a simple majority, or whether it needed 60% in order to win. As it turns out, that one went down to failure because people knew that was a way to like short circuit this upcoming vote. It almost passed with 60%.
Yeah.
Like
almost.
if that was the threshold necessary, I think it could have happened. It not only did the abortion amendment pass in Ohio, but it passed after the Secretary of State of Ohio, a Republican, rewrote the summary on the ballot to be actually longer than the proposed amendment, which is not how summaries work. But if you have Republican education, I guess.
Or you're just trying to, again, trick the voters.
And he turned the words of it completely inside out.
Yeah.
You know, vote
it's sick that you're
no
able to do
to
that.
make it not unimpossible to unmake
I hate
a
you
new.
can do that on ballots.
Yes.
It's just it's really sinister. And when people are like these are honest people, I assume most people are going to vote. And like you should be able to consume the information and then make a choice. It can't be tricking you. Like that's just.
I mean, I think people should go to the polls with some background education.
They should.
And
but
you can bring materials with you to the polls, by the way. If you want to make a
Yes.
list or give yourself a cheat sheet or whatever, that's perfectly legal. Matter of fact, you can check your phone. You can do all of that. If anybody tries to give you any shit about that, you can tell them to fuck clean off. You can look up stuff while you're in your booth. That's fine. But more to the point, this is another example where the lack of civics education, the lack of understanding of how anything works, gives people like the Republican Secretary of State of Ohio the opportunity to fudge things enough that they can change it. Didn't work.
This is huge.
It didn't work. It's huge really because huge. Ohio, Kentucky, Kansas, Montana, Michigan, there's been 7 places so far where abortion has been directly on the ballot, and it's passed every time.
You know what? We're not there yet. It has to go through a few more states, but you kind of get to a point where, well, I guess maybe not. The numbers might still not, but you might get to a point where, like, you could almost push this through as like a constitutional amendment at a certain point. Like, because it's getting close. Like,
people are nervous enough about it.
If you're skillful enough to actually go around the country and like. And I mean, this hasn't happened long. I don't.
You can't pass it by ballot initiative, though. That's the problem. And so,
problem,
because of the primary system and who gets elected as these senators and all that stuff is next to impossible.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, let's get the Equal Rights Amendment finally fucking ratified because it's been sitting there since the 70s. But
and the Electoral College and that shit, you could also, the consortium that they have.
But it is encouraging.
Yeah, it is.
And furthermore, across the border from Ohio in Kentucky.
On a little bridge.
Yeah, there's several bridges, in fact.
New bridges soon.
Yeah. Andy Bashir
Biden
won.
Yes.
Well, Biden stood at one of them.
He did, exactly. But yes.
Andy Bashir won.
They love him down there.
Now, I don't think it is hard to overstate how popular a guy Andy Bashir is in Kentucky.
It's really weird.
This is a state of like several million people, and it seems like he knows
everybody.
Of them. He knows all of them. There's, the way that like when people from not DC would say like, well, how does Barry keep winning? And every one of us would say, well, because every time I talk to him, he remembers who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
And they go, what do you mean you talk to him? And we're like, no, I mean, he walks around and shakes hands with all of us, and we know him.
Yes.
That's how Andy Bashir is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him. enter the Republicans. They're like, yo, we're going to put up somebody to run against him. Well, what can we do? Well, let's find a black guy. That'll fool those black voters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's find a black guy who's the attorney general. That'll fool those white voters. Let's find a black guy.
Lawman.
Who, so much of a lawman that he didn't prosecute any of the cops who shot Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
And that'll satisfy the white vote.
Yeah.
Which he did. But he only got 37% of the vote entirely. So he got completely fucking trounced.
Fucking smoked.
He got trounced. So like Trump tried to come rescue him in the waning weeks of the campaign. And he was like, yo, vote for this guy. I don't know his name. He's that darker one. Vote for him. And everybody was like,
you think Kentucky like black people that much?
No, but that's how he could tell the two apart. Because he doesn't know who anybody is.
That's fair.
The
opposite of Andy Bashir.
I just pause this week, and I'm not saying Donald Trump is a racist, but he could not tell the difference between Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping because he said Kim Jong-un presides over a country of 1.4 billion people.
Yo, he's the you got
so
people
either
talk DCRK
is getting huge, or he can't tell Asian people apart.
Yeah,
just saying.
Look, he's like you can say all the shit you want to say about Biden. He's deteriorating,
falling apart in front of us on the witness stand.
On the witness stand.
It's really funny. Okay.
All right,
we'll get to that.
Yeah,
because that's just too funny.
It is.
Okay, so Andy Bashir wins.
Yeah.
And in true Trump fashion, literally the night that Bashir wins, he turns around and goes, well, the reason that my guy didn't win in Kentucky is because Mitch McConnell had his stink all over him and he couldn't get out from under that.
I'll eat Mitch McConnell.
Unless he smells like losing.
Oh,
I guess.
The corn on the
no, you can get it later. Sure, it'll be there. Yeah. But wait, there's more.
There is more.
Okay, so we've gone from Ohio. Now we've gone across the border into Kentucky. Let's cross another border.
Yeah.
The eastern border of Kentucky crosses into my Commonwealth.
Yes.
Okay. In Virginia,
where
the Democrats controlled the Senate, but not the House, and Glenn Youngkin is the governor that everybody was hoping would eventually run for president.
This was supposed to be his launch.
And he made 100 campaign stops in the final weeks of this campaign in his stupid red vest. Democrats not only retained control of the Senate, but flipped the House back. Bam. It gets better.
Yeah.
One of our favorite Virginia politicians, Fighting Joe Morrissey.
Yep.
Fighting Joe lost his primary in a majority black district outside of Petersburg and Henrico County. He finally lost to a black person. He has won. I want to point out, he's a Democrat. He has won in majority black districts many times, including an election he won while campaigning while he was in prison, which he won. He did it on work release. And while getting his underage intern or whatever office assistant pregnant 3 times. And they got married. Now they're divorced. They had a big fight on Instagram. It was great.
It was great. That's terrible.
He lost
to
Lucretia Ayer, and then she won her district with 58% of the vote. So she absolutely
increased.
She went up. Almost 60%. So yeah,
59.59.
Yeah.
That number.
She absolutely trounced her opponent, who's what's his name? Eric something.
I thought it was Eric Data, but it's
Eric Dietrich.
Dietrich. There you go.
Sorry, Dietrich.
Yeah, sounds like a loser to me.
Yeah.
She took Petersburg with 87% of the vote.
What?
And Henrico with more than 2,000 votes. So she absolutely crushed in her district. So the legacy of Fighting Joe Morrissey is his seat is still safe. I don't know. He's done. He's out.
Over with.
He's finally done. He can go back to doing whatever it is he does. Apparently his staff. Okay. Another victory for Virginia. Danica Rome.
Oh, wow. This was huge.
Now let's talk about Danica Rome. Danica Rome was a state representative.
Right.
She'd been reelected twice. She represents a part of sort of western and northern Prince William County and southern Loudoun County and the edge of Fauquier County. But most importantly, What she's known for is the 66-28 interchange, which for most of my life was one of the worst interchanges in all of road building ever. Ever. You had to turn left to get onto the highway from a 4-lane road.
Recipe for disaster every time.
It was never going to work. She fixed it. And she got reelected.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Because the top issue in Northern Virginia always is traffic.
it is always traffic.
Always. And so she gets reelected, and she gets reelected again. Now she has been elected to the state Senate, which is great. But also, she's the first trans person elected to state Senate in the country. She was the first openly trans representative elected in the country. And then she was elected now to the Senate in the Old Dominion.
Crazy.
In the home of, she represents Manassas Battlefield. That's her district.
Which, I mean, again, it's the people who voted her in are also the same people though who voted for Glenn Youngkin. It's like, that's what is weird.
Not the people who voted for her. Youngkin didn't win that district.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No. But it is important to note who else won in her surrounding area. She comes from Prince William County. Prince William County was where Corey Stewart was the chair of the Board of Supervisors for a very long time. Corey Stewart is not a Virginian. He's from Minnesota. Ran for governor and Senate. Is a racist. I called him a racist on the Kojo Namdi show several times. He blocked me on Twitter.
As racist would do too.
He lost to Tim Kaine in the Senate run and fled back to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. His seat was won by Deshandra Jefferson. She is now the chair of the Board of Supervisors in Prince William County. She defeated the current the incumbent Republican supervisor, Janine Lawson.
Can you explain the Board of Supervisors?
It's like county board.
It's all county board. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just the way they say
just a different word for it. So it's like in Maryland's county executive.
Okay, the same. Got it.
Same thing. She won, and Prince William County has been a majority minority county for a long time. It is now the most diverse county in the country. And it has a Black woman in charge of it. And Corey Stewart can fuck off.
I mean, but that is what election should represent, right?
It should represent the will of the people.
And like the people, like if you say like this is the most diverse county in the country, like then it should have
a diverse group of people running. Yes. But I want to point out, this is really a victory for me.
Oh wow. Somehow we got here.
Yeah. Because
somehow we're back.
Back in the Bush administration, when Corey Stewart decided to chase Mexicans out of Prince William County.
Oh yeah.
The Arizona SB 1070 was modeled on what they did in
I
Prince William County.
forgot that happened in Prince William County.
And Department of Homeland Security chair or secretary at the time, Mike Chertoff, told Corey Stewart directly, "You can't do this." And he was like, "Watch me." So he did. And I began the list. This is when I began boycotting Prince William County. And the first opportunity I got to speak to him on Kojo Namdi show was when I told him to his ears, because he wasn't obviously looking at me, that I gas up before I cross the Occoquan, and I won't spend a fucking penny in Prince William County until he gets rid of this thing. And he was like, whoa. And Kojo was like, yeah, what are you going to do about that? And he's like, look, this guy's crazy. And Kojo was like, no, answer the question.
Yeah.
It was a great moment. I maintained my boycott of Prince William County until they threw Corey Stewart out. And this victory is my victory. My boycott worked.
His boycott.
Clear about that.
That's how boycott works with one person.
I started a movement.
Okay, you got more. Okay, cool.
I'm a movement of liberal.
All right.
Created a concept. Now everybody's got a list. People didn't used to have a list. I invented the list. Many people are saying it's the best
Many
list.
people are saying it's the best list. Many of them.
It's amazing how close it could have been. I could have gone to the dark side. Look at how easy it is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Look.
You're just so lucky.
You got the voice for it right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was going to say now.
You're just so lucky that I choose to use my egomania for good.
exactly. I mean, every day I'm like, I could be a black conservative. I could just have a
You
show.
could be
I could have a
millionaire.
Show. I could be a millionaire.
You could be on Fox News right now.
Yo, go like
saying anything.
I like this show. I would just show up. I wouldn't even.
It'd be like this show. You wouldn't have to prep.
I wouldn't have to prep.
Right. Some
I do more prep for this than I would ever have to do for any
some angry white guy would hand you your script.
Yeah.
Much like tonight.
Yeah.
And then you would just read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be photogenic and win.
Yeah. Yeah. Millions of dollars. Either that or I need to just start printing up Q shirts. I missed that boat.
So speaking of all of that, I did flip over to Fox News for a little while during the election results to sort of see like what they were doing.
Yeah.
And what I found was a screaming Stephen Miller, clearly aggrieved and angry. If these guys had listened to Trump more and done more what Trump said, we would have won. And nobody challenged him on it. They weren't like, well, yeah, they'll listen to Trump. It's his party. It lost again. But no, that was not. So somehow they continue to not learn the right message. This is great. And if you watched any of their weird debate,
I did not. I missed that yesterday.
Yeah,
this is the first one I missed.
Nikki Haley. The big news was Nikki Haley called Vivek scum live on TV.
Woo!
It's not that big a deal. He is scum. But like, she also had this weird thing where she said, I wear these heels and they're not a fashion statement. They're ammunition.
I saw you post.
And I was like, does that mean you like throw them at people or you have like a weird heel cannon or something? I don't know.
Heel cannon.
I don't understand how they're ammunition. Like if they're weapons, okay, it's a better line.
I mean, yeah, sometimes from the first two debates, she's very interesting because sometimes it sounds like she's like attacking Republicans.
Sometimes she is.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's like, I don't know, but it seems to like work. Everybody
Nikki Haley seems to be trying to run on a platform of basic governance and trains running on time.
Yeah, it seems.
And that is not going to get her elected in this primary.
No, not at all. Like, sadly.
Well, no, great. I mean, I don't want to run against somebody like that.
Well, yeah,
that's hard to beat.
For her, but I was going to say for her, like, sadly for her, because I do think like a matchup, if she made it to the primary, I think people would easily vote for her.
Yeah.
Easily. Like,
I think even though I like the question of abortion came up in the debate, and her answer was it just wouldn't pass a national ban. She didn't say I don't support it one way or the other. She's right that it wouldn't pass.
That's a slick move to just be like, yeah, it just wouldn't pass.
Yeah, she's like, there's no reason to talk about it because it's not a political reality. And that is a great way to get out of stating a position. Do I think Nikki Haley wants to ban access to abortion? Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that she's a dangerous person as a result. However, she did a good job avoiding saying that. And that's good for her.
But it doesn't matter because, again, to your point before, the primary has already been decided. And yeah,
he's got 60%.
It's insane.
It's been up somehow.
Oh, and
if you add all of them up combined, they don't
get close.
50. They don't even get to
50, which is very very sad. Very, very sad.
No, it's great.
It's sad. Like, no, because remember, in the two-system party, you gotta you have to there needs to be another side of this.
We've got Mike Johnson now.
I guess that's fair. That's the other side of it.
That's the other side of it. Don't check his phone.
This is gonna be a very crazy election. And yo, black and brown folk, I don't know. Maybe because I get why you might be disenchanted with the last 4 years. I understand that. But like some of the percentages that they're showing that are flipped for Trump are very alarming.
Yeah.
They're very bloody alarming. And like, I don't know what y'all see. And again, I know the whole not a monolith, but like, help me understand. Maybe you just want to see the whole shit burn down. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But again, what I would implore everybody is to be like, hey, good old-fashioned racist democracy is the devil that we know versus fascism, which is something that we don't really know. Like, again,
we don't understand.
We don't understand that in this country. I'm saying, like, again, that is the two options.
And if you're protest vote, it's okay to want to protest.
Yeah,
vote,
I get that.
But it shouldn't be directly harmful to yourself or to the country.
Yeah, I understand.
That's not a protest vote. That's directly harmful.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
I get it. Whether it's the lack of a crime bill, and when I say crime bill, a crime bill in the sense of like stopping the police from killing people.
Yeah.
The lack of voting rights being enshrined. I get where there could be legit grievance from, and then also too, obviously not having any immigration, like no plan for that at all. And also him not being, he never really used the bully pulpit of the office to talk about those.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, filibuster, we can't do it, and we move on.
Yeah.
But again, the opposite is the opposite, okay? And it's just like, can't be fascism.
Listening to people say that because of Biden's support for Israel, they're going to vote for Trump, when Trump was the one who wanted to like literally round up Muslims and kill them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Guys, I don't know what you think you're doing, but guys, all y'all, everybody, I'm looking at my people and I'm like, guys,
exactly. We gotta figure this out, y'all.
This is not the thing.
This is not the time.
Protest vote is when somebody is like, do you want an extra piece of cake? And you go, no, because you're mad that you're still at the party.
Yeah.
Okay. What voting for Trump would be in the same context is if somebody's like, hey, would you like more cake? And you go, no, I'd rather stab myself in the eye. And then you do it.
Yeah.
And then you don't go to the hospital. That's what that is. There is nothing more dangerous and harmful to this country than Donald Trump.
Simple and plain.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You can see all the reverberations of this through what's happening in Congress. We're less than a week away from another shutdown. We're not even talking about that tonight. It's not even in the script
because it's not. Yeah.
It's like it's a baked cake.
Yeah,
you already know
it's there.
It's gonna happen. There's no sense in arguing about it. You watch Matt Gaetz trying to destroy Congress. Tommy Tuberville has managed to gum up the entire military, and you've got candidates for Republican office praising Putin and talking about puppet governments in the United States. All of the efforts of all of our enemies combined have never been even a tenth as successful as Donald Trump has been in trying to fuck this country.
And he is the leading nominee.
Well, you know why, right? Because, he likes to fuck this country, and you always keep mentioning this is a very young country.
Yes.
So it's right up his alley.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you give yourself the
Matt Gaetz. Right
too.
there. Yeah, both of you. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk to our guest.
Yes.
Because he's actually talented and funny and cool, and we want to talk to him.
I'm sure his voice doesn't sound like yours.
That's why I'm going to let him do all
Yeah, exactly. We're going to let him do as much talking as possible.
All right, we're going to play one of his songs and take a break. We'll be right back with the next half of the show. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Yeah, my day of judgment is here. I'm standing there like I got nothing to fear. Prosecutor got a grudge and it's clear this motherfucker wish the judge would give a brother the chair. It's just a job, he got no love and I swear he wanna make my father cry, cause my mother to tear. Rip they son away, take my little sister's bigger brother. He don't give a fuck how much we'll need or we'll miss each other. Deal with the pain, I'm really to blame, but I won't let these white devils try to fill me with shame. Chin up, chest out, although all the hope just died of me. They know what's in my file, but don't know what lies inside of me. Mommy start to cry for me, and now she's saying bye to me. And I got tunnel vision just thinking of what's inside for me. Ain't my first time, hopefully my last one. Gladiator school, I learned well on my last one. My girl in court, no looking back, I know that's done. I don't give a fuck about shit, now I'm back numb. Not concealing it, I'm just not feeling it. Thinking about killing shit, look at the shit I'm dealing with. Weak and powerless, but still so far from cowardice. The clock don't stop, though this day is feeling hourless. Time's against me now, cause all I do is hurt with it. Gotta get my mind right, find a way to work with it. Cut from hand to wrist, locked in with a few guys. 2 minutes in, some goon asked me for my shoe size. I looked at mine and laughed, nigga, it's a 9.5. Try me if you want, he ain't ready for my kind of rap. I will kill this nigga, chains on, bare hand. I was raised strong, taught not to fear, man. Stuck here, damn, I fucked some nice things up. Heard it like cattle, cold as fuck in the ice cream truck. Not used to being a loser, but for now I gotta taste the L. Feel the spirit of demons riding through the gates of hell.
The Democrats are a party of pedophiles. They support grooming children. Even Joe Biden, the president himself, supports children being sexualized and having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. Democrats get back, boom. Reporters even get slapped. They spreading all these rumors cause Marjorie be spitting big facts. Deep state in the left always hating. When they gonna let Joe about that basement? Marjorie, I really love what you do. Keep calling Ronald's out, no one does it better than you, huh? A real businesswoman, AOC's a featherweight. A Southern belle, a little hood, watch her shake and bake. Divorce, that's all y'all gotta bring up. Yeah, watch her drain the swamp cause she know they corrupt. She's fighting for our children, she's fighting for our freedom. She's fighting for the Jan 6, she's fighting good versus evil. MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. MTG, MAGA's MVP. She's a boss. She don't rock with trans people cause they soft. Them libertarians can't save you, wipe them all. You know we reppin' 45, he never lost. Watch a real Georgia Peach go and set it off.
But I think what upsets me the most, Benny, is the fact that everyone in Washington has known about the Biden crimes for a very long time, and they've done nothing about it. But yet regular Americans, they go to jail if they don't pay their taxes. They go to jail if they walk in the Capitol escorted by Capitol Police like Jacob Chansley did.
All right, welcome back to Chipchat here on Beltway Radio and beyond. I'm your host Chip. With me is Tez.
What is popping, y'all?
That
is
is
just insane.
Okay, just hold that thought for a second.
Insane.
ManUILL is a Connecticut rapper and proud of it. During a stint in the Slammer, ManUILL turned his attention to words and music and worked on his craft. Since being released, he has started a successful business printing graphic tees and still works on his music, of course, which is why he's here. He's been on Shade 45. That's that guy. I think you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's won.
Mathers is the name.
Huh?
Mathers is.
Yeah, Marshall. He's won countless rap battles, legions of fans, and now, of course, he joins us here. ManUILL, welcome to Chipchat.
What up? How y'all doing, man?
We have a bunch of questions that we want to ask you,
Yes.
but before we do, we want to ask what you think of that last track that we played of the MTG.
MTG Maggie's
I thought it
MVP.
was kind of hilarious, man. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? No, but honestly, shit, you guys haven't mentioned nothing about music since I've been on. So I was like, am I on the right show here?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
you're
know.
very much on-
I can totally see
Wait
that.
a minute, what is this? Fucking CNN or some shit?
We're
No,
CNN for smart people.
Yeah, there you go.
CNN is not letting no one know with a voice like this.
No,
You got to go home.
or who cusses as much as we
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay,
CNN.
so we do want to talk about music, which
Yes.
is why we have you here. So you proudly rep Connecticut.
Yes, sir.
I was exiled there for several years. I found it
shit. What part?
boring and flat. Please explain why you like it. Oh, I don't know the sound. Can you hear me?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. My daughter's over here climbing up.
Oh.
the stairs. She wants to.
More important.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me. I know.
What was the question?
So I lived in Connecticut for 2 years, not by choice. And I found it to be boring and flat. Why do you like it so much?
It's not necessarily that I like it. It's just that I'm from it and it's a part of who I am. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of forced to deal with it.
That's exactly
Yes,
the right
exactly.
answer.
Yeah.
And everybody can tell from your accent, you're from the part of Connecticut that's really in New York.
It's close to New York. Yeah, I'm 45 minutes from the Bronx, like, you know, half hour from the Yonkers or something like that.
Well, because half of
Half of
Connecticut's in
Connecticut,
Boston and half of Connecticut's in New York.
Right.
Connecticut itself doesn't actually exist.
Just fucking guy.
It's just
Nah, it's tri-state, baby. We like the fifth or the sixth borough.
Yeah, wait. Somehow Staten Island got thrown out.
Staten Island is out of there.
All right, you need to go somewhere. Sorry, I'm on daddy duty as well. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I multitask all day, every day.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
So we have daughters. You have kids. You have which flavor of children do you have?
And you're talking to me because when I'm looking at you and you're pointing like,
oh, sorry,
yonder. Yeah, now
there it is. You can't point it.
Now we're talking. Now, she's Puerto Rican.
Well, no, I know that you have daughters. What you're saying?
Say it again.
You have daughters.
Yes. Yes, a 7-year-old just turned 7.
Wow, congratulations!
I've got one of those too. So
same here.
Oh,
yeah,
you already know how it is, man.
I already know. As I'm watching you right now, I'm like, oh, God, man, like, I'm sitting here like, God, I've been there.
She don't got school tomorrow, and she wanted to stay up. I told her that I had an interview, and she got all excited. She's really into the music herself, and I wanted to give her a chance to kind of, but she's gonna come up here and start jumping and shit. We're not gonna do all
That's okay. That's good. So I've been listening to your freestyles. In full disclosure, I found you on Instagram, and I really loved. I don't know how I did, but great.
The flow
stuff.
is insane.
The flow is
it's
insane.
really insane.
Thank
like
you.
High level.
Thank you.
Your freestyles and written music clearly come from the soul of a battle rapper.
I only did one official battle with it was against Gwitty, and I definitely tore his ass up, I would think.
But you got a lot of like punch in your delivery, and so how did you come to that style? There's a lot of ways to make words match.
I don't know. It's the aggressiveness. I probably took a more of a liking to just that street shit. I grew up with fucking Onyx, and you know what I'm saying, like fucking Wu-Tang.
You can hear it.
So it's always been that aggressive and like raw and from the street and from the heart for the most part. You know what I'm saying? From a lot of artists that I really am fond of. And so I just, I took a liking to that, and I grew through that and became, ManUILL.
Tell me about like just what the environment of Connecticut and like growing up there, like how did that influence like the rhyme?
Connecticut is kind of lit though. I ain't even gonna like Connecticut. Well, it sounds ignorant as hell, but like Bridgeport, Hartford, been murder capitals for years. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm not from there, but I'm from there. This is Connecticut. Like I'm from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Waterbury, Danbury, Bridgeport, New Haven, Hartford, Stanford. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a lot of stuff out here, and we right there next to the city. So it's like we get it first. You know what I'm saying? So I think we up on a lot of shit, and then we got our own style. So yeah, like I appreciate being from here.
When I was there, there was all this joke about don't get off the train in Bridgeport, and that it's funny.
Wasn't a joke.
Well, but it's funny too, because depending on what age of people you talk to, they talk about Bridgeport. It's like the very aristocratic part of Connecticut, and it's the home of wiffle ball and all of this. Shelton, Connecticut is where wiffle ball is from, and shout out to the arena football team there in Bridgeport, by the way, the Seawolves.
Yeah, we need an NBA team or something. Like,
yeah, you need something.
Yeah, definitely.
You need something to occupy.
We're not represented correctly. I'll tell you that. So that's why
you got to.
That's you out here. You represent. That's you.
I'm a daddy, bro. I don't even like shit. I haven't done an interview in who knows how long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of like I'm focused on my business and my daughter for the most part, and then the music is still a part of my soul, and it's still something I have to do. It's not even something, you know what I'm saying? It's like I need to let it out somehow, some way, and that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? And
So
if it goes anywhere, it's great. If not, then it's still
You still
fulfilling.
doing it for you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
well, it led you here, so that's pretty good. Let me
Chipchat, let's go.
all right, let me ask you a little. This may be a little bit too personal. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But when you were incarcerated, was there access to a lot of music? Was it either like brought in, or were people creating it
Oh hell yeah.
inside?
Definitely. That's where I started writing actual songs, because before that I was just writing verses. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's perfect.
Now I was just writing verses to like crush ciphers and and battle people on the street if I needed to. You know what I'm saying? And then spitting through the vents, literally through the vents. People on my same side of the tier, we could hear each other pretty clearly. So I could talk with the dude in cell 10 and I'm in cell 4. You know what I'm saying? So we would just rap through there. And somebody had asked me, they was like, yo, you got songs though? And I was like, nah, I never even really think about writing songs like that. He was like, because you could only get so far with what you got. Like, you should start making songs. And after that, like I was on my shit and I started making songs with hooks and I started learning to count bars and shit like that. I never knew that.
That's very interesting right there. Like, what is that process even go? Because before, I guess you're saying is like, yo, you just kind of like, yo, I'm just rapping. Like, if I see you on the street, I'm gonna go ahead and battle you. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I got bars on deck. They ready to go.
Then, like, did you find that difficult to kind of, I guess, because sometimes like when you start like counting bars and like trying to make songs, you're almost like, you might want to say a bunch of shit, but you got to kind of condense it into whether it's 16, 8, 32, whatever it might be. You still have to kind of condense it. Did you find that hard?
Nah, actually I didn't. I found it was therapy, just like it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like it was something to focus on and get better at and tell a story through, whether it was me just saying I'm fucking nice as fuck, or me saying that I'm hurt as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or me saying fuck you, like fuck everybody, like nobody's writing me, nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's shit, and I'd release that.
So
dope, man.
I'm wondering about like the collaborative process. When you're there, you had a lot of time, obviously. But I'm lucky isn't exactly the right word, but you must have been around other people who had considerable talent. And because of course lots of people have these given talents and they just need time to really work on it. Did you really connect with anybody in particular?
Oh my
You were
God.
able to work together and hone your abilities and get better together?
Yes, definitely. I can't say I remember any names, man. I know Scott. I remember Scott. He was my cellmate. He gave me the name ManUILL. We was just thinking about names and shit. And I told him my middle name, and he was like, "Ooh, I got something." I was like, and he was like, ManUILL.
That's just the name is just.
He was like, "Oh, you might think it's corny," and I was like, "What?"
It's a crazy fire.
Bananas. So I remember Scott. But man, I met so many talented brothers that it's unbelievable, and it wasn't just music wise, it was a lot of shit. But there was this one dude, he would just like he was like Akon style, he'll sing, he's singing, but he's rapping like, and he's got a nice flow. He was like 10 times better than Akon, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like that. And I was like, yo, I made the mistake of like, yo, when you getting out of here, like, you don't really ask that unless you really know somebody's situation. He was like, I'm not getting out of here.
Dang.
So that sticks with me. Cause he was like, I was in fucking, I'm always in that mode that I'm like, yo, no, this can't go to waste type of shit. Like, yo, let's
right.
I don't know. I must have got his information and all that, but shit gets lost and traveling from prison to prison and then coming home and so God bless him.
So, you know, a lot of music history, and forgive my voice, I'm fighting off
We've
this.
forgiven his voice a long time ago. We an hour and a half into the damn show, man.
So,
It's
throughout music
unforgivable
history,
now.
there's been a lot of music that's been associated with jail. You know, there's from, you know, like Baby Please Don't Go to Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues, and T.I.'s got, you know, a whole album that he
Yeah.
did in jail. Fitty's got stuff. Is there something about being confined and in that environment that focuses the mind, and specifically on music and language? Because it just seems like so much of it in America anyway,
Right.
there's so many American musicians that have a story about jail, and
Yeah.
then it becomes their defining. Elvis has his defining, you know, like it's all there. What is it about that? Did it focus you?
It's like it's death. You know what I'm saying? You're dying in a way. You're dying from society. You're out of sight. You're out of mind. You know? So it's like nobody really cares about you. You think, you know, but meanwhile, if you have close family, your mother, your father, even a lady that's somewhat true to you, you know, like they're missing you and they're going through it as well. I just think it's such a it's like an art. Like you go to the army and you get called out to war. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna not to you know, make it seem like it's that, but it is that in a way.
Right. No, I see.
You know, it maybe not a physical war, but it's a mental war. It's similar, if not almost the same type of mental war. You know what I'm saying? And depending on the type of prison you're in, you're witnessing horrors every day, just like you would in war. Luckily, I was in Connecticut, so you know, I witnessed a few things, but nothing like every day, or nothing to the extreme that it was like, you know.
Is there a lot of wire fraud in that prison? Just checking. I don't know.
Fraud? Nah, fraud usually is like a white collar crime. They'll go to like a federal prison.
That I've never heard it described as death, but that is like the death from society, and the way this country specifically.
I said it in a rhyme. Like I've died and come back. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it is. You know, the people that just forgot about me, like I was dead. Now they're like, oh shit, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
damn.
It is a little like
he removed that rock after 7 days. It came out. Jesus Christ.
It is a little like that. When I got sent to Connecticut, I was sent there for boarding school. And all of the people who knew me, all of a sudden I just was gone. And there was no way to get in touch with me. I just was fucking
What
gone.
part of Connecticut was you in?
Near New Haven.
Okay.
And I just disappeared from like my peers and everybody. And 2.5 years later, I came back, and people did think, oh shit, we thought you died.
Just
like
gone.
We hadn't seen you, and we didn't hear from you, and we had no way to check on you.
It was probably rumors and shit.
Yeah, and there was no rumors. It was just that I evaporated.
You're gone.
I just wasn't there
you
anymore.
there.
You know, people went to class and I wasn't there. And so it's not quite the same boarding school, obviously, but it did feel a little like that sort of rebirth thing, like you're talking about. Like I showed back up and I try to like grab little bits of my life, and I would find people and I'd call them and be like, hey, and they'd be like, yeah, we don't know you anymore.
Damn.
we forgot you even existed.
Damn.
And we're like, oh shit, you're alive, you know? And it's like, yeah, I've been alive this whole time. You didn't even call. You didn't even
But you've been removed from your
I was
community.
removed from society.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was back. And that felt very, very disorienting. But I didn't write any songs about it. So I'm not that smart. So ManUILL, we want to ask you a very important question, which is, are you ready to play a game that we call Florida or Nah?
Florida or not?
That's it.
Florida or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's it.
Good.
Florida or not.
Does it get explained to me a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
The way it is we're going to read you a story with the locational details removed.
Okay.
And you're going to tell us whether this thing happened in Florida or not in Florida. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? You didn't look.
I looked at the
oh, you
story.
did
This
look,
one.
all
I
right.
can't play along.
Okay. Let's see. A man accused of attacking a skateboarder with a machete because he allegedly thought the skateboarder was a fish has been arrested. Brian Neil Davis, 23, was booked into the jail early Wednesday for investigation of an aggravated assault. According to a police affidavit, a man had been skateboarding on the sidewalk near 300 South Main Street just before 1 a.m. on Wednesday. As the man passed Davis, quote, produced a large machete and swung it at the victim, striking him on the left forearm, causing a half-inch laceration that will require stitches. When questioned about the assault, Davis allegedly stated, quote, that he was attempting to cause the victim harm because he thought the victim was a fish. The attack comes less than 2 months after Davis was convicted of 3 counts of attempted aggravated assault in another court. In that case, he approached 3 fast food employees and threatened them with a knife while demanding food. According to charging documents, he was given credit for 42 days he had already served in jail and placed on 2 years probation. He's also facing a charge in another court after allegedly making a threat of violence at a gas station in July. A warrant was issued for his arrest in October because he failed to show up for yet another court hearing. Okay. Did this happen in Florida or not in Florida?
Definitely Florida, bro.
You might think that, but no.
It's a weird place this happened at.
It was Salt Lake City, Utah.
So weird.
Apparently Bath Salt Lake City, I guess.
Bath Salt Lake. That's good. That is good. Bath Salt Lake City.
He thought it was a fish skateboarding by him at 1 a.m.
And then he was mad he didn't get fish
Yeah,
fish
he
fillet
didn't get no
before.
fish.
And from the oh my God.
It's like, come here, sandwich.
So yo,
Bath Salt Lake City.
This guy really wanted to be a fishmonger.
There's no fish in Utah.
I know, but he's got a machete and he's trying to fucking cut up regular ass people on skateboards. I guess his skateboard looks like a fish moving through water. I don't know.
It was a flying fish.
No,
just show right past
this lets me know the reason why the different type of drugs people be fucking.
Yeah,
on. That's what this is. That ain't weed, cocaine.
No,
this is something else.
This is that
the shit that make your teeth fall out.
Trank stuff.
Yeah, fuck.
Good Lord. All right. Well, we're sorry you didn't win Florida or not, Manuel. But but yeah, it's okay.
You know, there's nothing that you get for it. So
there's no prize.
It's almost better to lose.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take that out.
But we do want to ask, how can people get your music? How can they follow you? How can they tune in? You know, if you've got upcoming performances, all that stuff.
Nah, no performances, no nothing. Nah, I'm literally sitting in my new studio, so I'm gonna be making some new music soon. It's not like an actual studio; it's my crib. But
hey,
where better to make music at than home? You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting this finalized. I could actually get some good sound so far. So as far as follow, shit, ManUILL. Google fucking ManUILL. MAN-U-ILL. Do it without the dashes. MANUILL. You know, Instagram, Facebook, all that fucking bullshit.
And where do people get your music? Because we've been playing it in the breaks. People might say, "Hey."
Oh yeah, definitely. All streamers, iTunes, Google Music. The fuck else is out there? Tidal, all that shit.
And when are you going to be back on M's channel?
I don't know, man. I definitely would like to get back up there again. I went up there. The first time I went up there was like bananas. The second time was like, it just didn't live up to the first time. The third time I go up, I'm fucking burn the whole fucking building down.
There we go.
You know what I think would definitely help you?
Oh God!
Is if you write a bar about Chipchat.
No,
no.
Just shameless over here, man.
Listen, Rob Mooking came on our show. See, it already.
There you go. We already started. It's in the making.
I know ManUILL can make rhymes about Chipchat, but it's just you and just the shamelessness of this shit is always insane.
Wait a minute. This guy, we sought him out, moved mountains to get him on this show.
Yeah, for real.
He writes songs where he talks about how great he is.
Yeah.
And they're good songs.
They're great songs.
And I do the.
Not all of them are about that, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the majority is probably the majority is probably. But you know, that's the hip hop I grew up on, baby. That's what I like.
Hip hop. It's part. It goes back all the way.
Cannabis was my favorite rapper. You already know what he do.
Yeah, right.
Who is? I missed it.
Oh, Cannabis back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I can.
My favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Makes.
So why should I not do the talk radio equivalent?
Because of your voice.
Well, that's just
that's why. That's why you can barely talk. I'm looking out for you.
Are you?
Yeah, always.
Now, you want to come say bye?
Oh, you know what would be really great is if
she's been really quiet. She was being really good, so I just want to give her out.
Yeah,
See,
please.
If the two of you could do a favor and cut us a drop, would you do that for us?
Sure. What you need us to say?
All right. Say you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond. Together.
The camera. Does it look like I'm looking right? Because if not, because I've been looking at you, I know I'm like.
No, you're perfect. You're
no,
right.
where you just was at, straight ahead.
So you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond. That's the drop.
If you heard it.
You heard the drop, baby? They want you to say you're listening to Chip Chat Radio on what?
Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
All right. So, all right. We're going to try to work together on this.
Okay.
Can you say you're listening to Chip Chat Radio?
I'm listening to.
You're listening to Chip Chat Radio.
You're listening to Chip Chat Radio.
On Beltway.com?
Close enough.
That works. Beltway Radio Beyond. That's so good.
Beltway Radio?
Beltway Radio and beyond. We'll take it. Brian.
Beltway Radio and beyond.
There you go.
All right. We're going to practice it one more time.
Beautiful.
You want to do one more time?
Say it again because I already forgot.
Hey, you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
You're listening to Chip Chat Radio.
You're listening to Chip Chat.
Can we cut this? Can we cut it if we need to?
Cut it up. Yes.
All right. Tell them you're listening to Chip Chat Radio.
I'm listening to Chip.
Yeah, no, not you.
You're listening to Chip Chat Radio.
Yes. On beltwayandbeyond.com. Nah, I don't know.
Hey, that's what it should be.
It's all good enough.
Thank you, man.
That was so cool. Thank you.
Do you want to spit a freestyle for them?
Well, you.
Oh, come on. You can't.
Yo,
you can't
you want to get on the mic, man? Go ahead.
Let's hear some bars.
Spotlight's on you, baby. Go ahead. What you got? What you got? We don't got all day though. We gotta get it. Do it.
Okay.
What you got?
Okay. Well, I did it again. I forgot. Okay. I remember.
All right, go ahead. I'll be right behind you. Go right here.
Well,
go ahead. What is it?
Okay.
You said just got home from school. I forgot what it was.
Okay. I just say it.
Say it. Go ahead. I'll back you up. It's all right. Next time, guys. Next time. She'll be ready.
This is maybe the best interview we've had all year.
You want to try one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I got your ad lib.
Okay.
Do I gotta leave? Come on, stop looking at me. You gotta pretend that nobody's here. You just
exactly. We're not here.
We're not here. You can't even see us.
See? It's just
there we go.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
I know. I'm coming home from school. I know I'm very cool. Don't be a.
Come on, say it. If you know it, you gotta say it for real.
Okay.
It sounds like you know it already.
Okay.
Coming home from school.
Coming home
Right?
from
That's
school.
what you said? Okay.
I know I'm very cool. Don't be
A fool?
Don't be a fool. You know melody rules.
Bars.
Oh my God.
Bars. Good job. Baby.
I can only imagine how proud of a father you are right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely super proud.
I can only imagine. That's so dope, dog. That is so freaking dope, dog. That is so dope.
You got applause, all that.
Look at that.
What do you say?
Literally dozens of
Thank you.
people.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Now it's Daddy's turn.
All right.
All right, there it
Come
is.
on, do it, Daddy. Do it.
This is such
Do it.
She put me on the spot. All right. I don't even all right, let's see. She shouldn't even be listening to this shit.
I the same thing.
All right, look. Started with a quarter, starving on the corner, dealing with the stick of kids, robbing who they wanna. God was in my corner, cause I'd have been a goner. Nights too much alcohol, pounds of marijuana, living life faster, flirting with disaster. Lessons of the street, peep the workings of a master. In church thinking blasphemy, smirking at the pastor. Daily ducking devils know for certain what they after. Sold not for sale though, so they try to steal it. Throw me in the hellhole, still couldn't conceal it. Hustle pays, got it covered in a couple ways. Turn that quarter to a half in a couple days. But ablaze, just thinking of all my troubled ways. I can't do what? Fuck what a motherfucker says. I'm stacking papers. These bitches is catching babies. These niggas just acting fakers. Catch them at different places. Talk behind your back, but they laughing all in your faces. I don't even give them that, like the fakeness could be contagious. Much on my mind, I come up in the order. Had a cooler full of dry ice pumping that water. Let's get this moolah, my nigga. Shit is whack that beat. Yo, I stay on the grind like some carrot. All right, we done, man.
God, yo, just high level friggin' flows, yo. God damn.
Yeah, I'm surprised I even got that far with her. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that was amazing.
That is, yo.
If I had half that talent.
Christ.
That's what you've been waiting for all night, literally.
That is.
That's so dope.
It's all about it.
That's so dope, man.
I'm his queen.
She's my princess.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to give us one more? We got to go take a break. So we want to hear you say you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond. So we can go take a break. How's that sound? You can do it? Say you're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Whatever you don't say, I'll say. Listening to Chip Chat Radio.
I'm listening to Chip. You're listening to Chip Chat Radio
on Beltway and beyond.
There you go.
Hey.
Yo,
Well, man, thank you. This is such a great.
Go look up ManUILL. We're gonna link all this stuff. We're gonna post a bunch of clips.
What a great interview.
We'll send you all the stuff.
Yo, thank you guys, man. Pleasure.
No, thank you, man.
So wonderful.
What a great video.
Go to bed. It's late.
Yeah.
Go to bed. You need to go to. I need to go to bed.
Brian needs to go to bed.
We all need to go to bed.
I bet. Peace.
All right, we're gonna take a break. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Swips.
All right, nice. You got what you needed?
What I'm feeling like. Shit is real in life. I be feeling trite. Oh man, this ain't the life that my parents wanted for me. Living tripe, city sheriffs coming for me. 0 to 100 just went down in the parking lot. Bitch niggas started shitting out like the talk a lot. Forgive me, mommy, I done did it again. Pop Duke on a visit as I sit in the pen. None of this shit is pretend. never back me down, though. Little Josh a problem, you can bet the whole town know. Hit him in the gut, took his breath, it happened fast, son. Breath he took was deep, almost sounded like his last one. Everybody yelling, I'm hearing somebody grab him. White girl screaming, you ain't really have to stab him. Fuck it, I got my knife and I'm gripping it tight. Hop in the car with my niggas and we dip through the night. Huh, knife out the window, lucky I ain't had a gat on me. No, I'm on probation, I'm hoping that he don't rat on me. And if he don't, he'll be seeking revenge. I'd rather that, holding court on the street with my friends. Young, dumb, full of rage, plus the drinking and smoking. Come and try me, motherfucker, if you thinking I'm joking. I just left a nigga leak. Get like a sick when it's broken. Thinking how I might have killed him, I'm just wishing and hoping. I ain't hit a lung or something, God forbid I hit the artery. Crab should've known I keep the plate like it's a part of me. Streets are getting hard for me, somebody talk to God for me. I don't think he listen when spitting, I get my heart to see. But he ain't looking now, I'm finding it that maybe I'm the one at fault, playing blind to the fact. I don't know, I'm still young and I'm finding my way. It's hard to see, the God of me is what I find when I pray. Little nigga, big heart, small city, lots of bullshit. They listen when I spit like a preacher at the pulpit. Now I could use this here for more than just some street shit. Ain't too late to make a difference, yeah, on some deep shit. I ain't blessed till I could bless all of those I'm peeps with. Wish them all the best, yeah, even to those I beefed with.
I'm sick of all these witches and warlocks. You're full of shit. Pumpkin possums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why. Oh, there's energy and oh, now we're done with Trump. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one. I know what you are now. Witches and warlocks are full of shit. Pumpkin possums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why every goddamn thing out of your people's mouths doesn't come true. You said it was all over. You told us the stuff. You. Oh, God. Witches and warlocks, you're full of shit. Pumpkin possums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why witches and warlocks are full of shit. Pumpkin possums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why. Because every god thing.
Karaoke every fucking time.
All right, welcome back to Chip Chat. You're on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Yo, Mike, you're struggling. No one's making it. He's struggling, yo. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it, yo.
I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tex.
What is popping up?
All right, I want to shout out to all the people on the network to just remind everybody that our award show is coming up. The Belties. Yeah, thanks. No. The Belties are coming up on December 2nd. Okay. Now we did not schedule a musical guest for this, but as of tonight, I can announce we're going to put on an all new live Tez Reviews the Alex Jones songbook.
Okay.
In which we are going to put you up on stage with a microphone and a karaoke version of all of these Alex Jones tracks and let you sing them live.
People are going to be so upset
to a bewildered audience of black folks who have no idea what this is.
I'm going to be the only one laughing at this.
You might be the only black person who knows who Alex Jones is.
Yo, is that?
Yeah,
I just want. If I do this, I need video of reactions.
Yes, that's probably.
Let me make sure I can make the Belties. Hopefully, I'm not.
Oh my God!
God gracious!
No,
it's a Saturday. Yo,
it's a Saturday night.
And then
it's a Saturday night, and we're gonna hope Brian can make it too, because Brian has interviews with porn stars that day, so we'll have to see if he can make it.
There's some things that are more important than others. You know,
we understand.
Just gotta check. I'll be here.
Speaking of which, it's not here.
Well, not here, but I'll be here for the Belties.
Okay, good.
I fly out a couple days after. I'm always on planes now.
I quit my travel job,
and now I'm taking over. Tag me in.
It sucks. Yeah,
it does suck. It definitely sucks.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of things that suck, the Trump trial.
Yes.
Okay. So as many people know, many people are saying,
Many
the
people are
best
saying
people are
this.
saying that Trump is on trial.
Many trials. Which trial? Many trials. It's insane. Like
this one features, what does he call her? Peekaboo James.
Peekaboo. He's a fucking jerk.
Peekaboo James. Yes. AG Tish James is suing Trump for $250 million for fraud in New York. He's already been
Which
found
is already
guilty.
done. That's done.
This is, there's 6 other counts in this that were not in the summary judgment. And so that's what they're sort of checking, and then to see how much money he owes. So Trump and his severely inbred children all took the stand this week, in which they were asked a lot of things. And Don Jr. complained about his sketch, which we talked about last week. What's the other ones? Eric
just said, I'm too big for all of this.
He said, I'm too stupid to know any better.
Yeah.
Ivanka got her turn just yesterday or the day before, where she looked like not herself. I don't even know who that person is.
It would be like, and this is going to be a deep cut here, but like the white version of like Cedar's World that used to be on BET, which was, it's an early ass AI type thing, but it would be she looks like the white version of that. Cedar was a computer generated woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, see,
okay, now I remember.
You remember exactly where I'm at. I was gonna say
Yes,
it's a deep ass cut, but
it was
that's how she looks almost, like the white version of it.
Yeah,
Really
she
weird.
looks like a CGI.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of weird.
But
it took me a minute.
Yeah, it's like
oh,
Cedar's World. Remember Cedar's World?
Yeah.
So Orange
right
Crime,
after Hits from the Street.
Orange Crimulus took the stand.
Orange Crimulus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Orange Crimulus.
Right. Not wrong. He took the stand, and it took 25 minutes for the judge to tell him, hey, idiot, answer the questions and stop
this, and it's funny, this judge kind of likes to be like, he's a real mercurial type.
He's kind of a Judge Judy type of judge.
Yeah, exactly.
He
likes
enjoys
this shit.
But what Trump doesn't seem to remember is that it's this judge that decides his fate. So every time
his
he
businesses are
insults
not
him,
going to exist in the state of New York
at all.
It's going to be over.
Hit him with a $250 million fine that Trump doesn't have.
Oh no, Rudy has it.
Nobody's got it. And so he took the stand and he kept doing all this stuff. And the lawyers would ask him a question and he would say, "Well, this is all fake. It's I can't do this and they won't let me." And the judge was like, "Look, buddy, answer the questions." And he wouldn't answer the questions. Then he turned to his lawyers and he was like, "Yo, get your client to behave himself."
And they're like,
"Yeah, no,
we wouldn't." Yeah,
they went out and said he's entitled to say all this stuff because he was the president and he's going to be the president again.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But that is not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is this might be the weirdest thing that he did. And when I say this is the weirdest thing, we're talking about a guy who is demonstratively the weirdest person anybody's ever seen. He aimlessly walks around helicopters and shouts at reporters. He gets in, he cuddles flags. It's just nothing about him is normal.
Nothing.
So in the midst of the trial, as he's sitting in the witness stand in the dock, right? The lawyers are like, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" And he goes, excuse me. I'd like to show you something." And everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" And he reaches into his pocket in his coat and pulls out a piece of paper. And he goes, "Can I read this? Can I show this to everybody?" As if you can just introduce evidence randomly out of your pocket in a courtroom.
Well, he was the president.
And the judge goes, "No." And he goes, I'm shocked he wouldn't let me read it. Of course he wouldn't let me read it. And then
that started off with the Democrats.
No, then they just moved on and continued questioning. That's very, very weird. Why did he think he was going to show some random ass piece of paper.
You know what it was?
It was his worthless clause. That's what it was.
No, it was the nuclear secrets.
It was
Jack
something that he
Smith is looking
stole.
fucking for. That's what it was. Exactly.
It was just.
That's what he fucking had in there.
It was the
Exactly.
stuff from the boxes
And
in the
they
bathroom.
should have let him read it.
Yes.
Because that would work in a different case. Like I also too,
I would
these are
I would like to present as evidence. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The code for the nuclear launch is 1, 2. Joe Biden's in a basement. 4.
That's 6949 8000 if you're
Yeah.
dialing it home.
Right.
No, it's like this is not funny, okay?
It is funny.
It's not funny because the former president, like, we're the banana republic, y'all.
Well,
When they
we're
say
only
that,
half of
half of
banana
it, like, because of this
it's a 2-system party.
two-system party. Look, yo, this is crazy. The former president is on the stand. Also, like, we didn't even get, he kind of admitted to doing all the shit
All of it.
on the stand.
All of it. He's like, well, look, my apartment isn't really 3 times as big.
And then he
as it
started
is.
saying, but he said, no, at
But
first he
but
said,
really, it's worth
he
more.
said it was 11,000. And we're like, all right, that's right. But he's like, but 13, maybe 15,
yeah.
20,
Try to talk his
30
way
on a
back
good
up
day.
to 30,000.
It was crazy because he can't self-aggrandizing. He can't help himself. It's really weird.
And
It's so
and
weird.
in a trial
In
where
a-
he's accused of inflating the values of his property.
and he said it
He
though.
kept doing it on the stand.
Stand.
He's like, look, if anything, these are undervalued.
But
And
he
then-
started off okay. He said 11,000 square feet for the triplex. And then he kept going. It's so fucking crazy. And he was the president, elected.
75
Elected.
people.
Dictators around the world.
Yeah.
I've never seen one like this.
No.
A stupid dictator. It's very weird. I'm so upset. This is so upsetting.
All of it's lies.
It's yo. And then people are trying to tell me that you'd rather him than Joe Biden. You're
It's not just that he
crazy.
lies about the size of his apartment, but that he thought he could defeat a hurricane with a Sharpie.
He did. In the minds of these idiots, these two people. It's insane.
I will not suffer you, Cuban.
I will not. It's insane. We live in insane times. As I didn't even put my book out today. Like, it's insane. It's too late now. At the end of the show, you're gonna cough your way to the end. I'm legit upset because, like, the legit MLK's last book was Chaos or Community.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Right.
I don't know.
You're always the one who's asking this
What
question.
is
What
next?
happens next? But look
What
at
is
where we are.
2028? What?
Look
It's
at where we
raining
are.
plastic. The salmon is no good.
There's a super volcano where Wyoming used to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any day could just
California is already split off and floated most of the way to Japan.
Oregon could fall in the sea
Yeah.
along with Seattle.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all right. But you know,
where do we go?
I don't know, but let's get the comedy out of it while we can.
Yeah.
Like this trial is itself a joke, right? Because
But it's so real. Yeah, it is. But it's like because again, right? Cohen goes on the stand and really opens this shit up, and then like Letitia James is like, "Hey, well, I am. Well, my job tells me what I'm supposed to do," and this seems like one of the biggest fraud cases in New York history.
it is.
But it's like these are real things, and he's leading as the nominee.
So this is the thing that I was
So sad.
watching the TV earlier on the way up or before I left to come up here, and like, you know, the smart people, quote unquote smart people, are talking about like this guy is he's they were talking in terms of the Proud Boys. They're saying they went to trial. They said Trump sent me to do this. They had this guy was crying. Some January 6th guy was crying about trying to not go to jail. And like, what they're not understanding is if you have a regular person and he's, let's say he's selling everybody a lunch. Let's say Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff's a good example.
Great example.
Okay. a lot of people had put their money with Bernie Madoff. They thought that he was, on the up and up and they were going to get paid and all this kind of good stuff. And then he goes to jail, right? He's convicted. And people go, well, that guy was a fraud. We got taken. I feel bad that I got taken, but that guy is a fraud. And it's provable because he was convicted by a jury of his peers. Applying that same logic to Trump is completely preposterous because you can convict him with evidence 6 ways from Sunday that he admits to.
He said it.
And all of his people will say, well, that's just the state going against him because they don't like him.
Eventually, this it has to come to an end.
It
does. It
doesn't.
But through history, I think there are something stops it. I don't know what stops it, but something stops it.
You want to know how I know it doesn't come to an end? It's because I am in this same position.
Oh God, that hat you have on.
The hat I have on, the hoodie I wore. We have to talk about something, which is that the NCAA and the Big Ten have accused Michigan of cheating. Essentially, they said that we stole signs from opposing teams.
It's fucking non-story.
Let's start. Yes, it is a non-story.
First of all, what the fuck you get? Michigan brings in so much fucking money to the. Shut up, everybody. Shut up.
When it first broke and they said there's a problem about stealing signs in Michigan, I got very nervous because I do, in fact, in my basement have a sign that was stolen off the outside of the big house. However, as a Michigan tradition, we steal the signs off the big house and put them up in our houses. It does look like this guy Connor Stallions was up to some shit.
Bro, he looked like he's in a witness protection for. Yo, that's not the picture I wanted. I want the one him sitting, the alleged one him sitting in the box.
One of the weird things is that he was running a vacuum repair business off of his porch when he moved to Ann Arbor. So he moves home to Ann Arbor and he buys a house and he's refurbishing vacuums and selling them on Amazon.
There's not a good vacuum sewing machine. Those shops are done. So I see it.
He's just he's fixing them up and reselling them. He had a very poor rating on Amazon for his resale. But his HOA goes after him for having all these vacuums on his porch and they report him. And his defense, and I'm not making this up, is that guy who reported me must be a Michigan State fan because that's why he's reporting me. It's not because I'm actually breaking the rules. It's because that guy hates me.
I mean, that's a fair thing in this part of the United States.
It is.
You could drop that and be, I'm almost like, could be.
So here we are. And these are the things that I wanted to say. And I'm going to say this publicly live on the radio so that everybody can hear me say it. And then I'm going to deny the shit out of it tomorrow.
Cool.
Because that's how this works. I understand now what's up with these Trump guys. Because we're all asking, how can they continue this in the face of all this evidence? How can they continue to support this guy? This is a legitimate question.
Because it means more. The community piece of it. The actual, the identity piece of it.
So I know what it feels like to have something that I love and believe in accused of something that I don't personally condone. I know that Trump supporters don't condone this kind of behavior.
They don't.
And if you set it up in any other context, would you let your son talk like this? Absolutely not. Would you let your daughter go out with somebody who's absolutely not? Would you ever conduct business this way and not pay? Absolutely not. They know that his behavior is reprehensible.
That's why I think they can be saved.
Hold that thought. I also understand how saying this truth out loud compromises my identity. If I actually say the words Michigan cheated, it hurts. I don't want to say it. I don't think we did.
Let's gotta have a therapy session. Why does it hurt? They want to have a competitive advantage, and that's how you do it. People cheating all the time.
Because I believe that we win by
being
ethical and better at football.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And that is a part. That is
Maybe
part
I'm
of the
just
identity.
I'm a cynic.
No, you already don't believe in sports.
I don't believe in anything.
Yeah, you're
I
a
become.
nihilist.
I'm like, and that's. I need to rein myself in. I need to rein myself in.
You're going to become this too.
Yeah,
This is going to be your script next
week.
week.
I can see it.
Okay. I now understand how Trumpistas can ignore obvious truths to
Mhm.
defend their self-identity. Did Connor Stallions buy tickets for all these people? Yeah, it definitely did that.
Yes.
Did Michigan know about it? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. If they did, I mean, it's pretty good bet that they did. I don't want to say it.
The AD and the president don't have any power. You know who has power? The football coach.
Yeah, but he didn't do it. He didn't know that.
He didn't.
He didn't know anything about it. Maybe, maybe not. I can't. When our defense is, look, we're beating opponents by more since we fired him, and therefore he can't be helping us, or we're winning by so much in every game, it can't possibly be the signs. Like those
Did you
are
have your first real
arguments.
game this weekend?
Yeah,
it's the first real game.
One of our 2 real games this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the actual real game.
Well, we have Penn State this weekend, and then we have Maryland. So I'm going to that game. It's going to be great. And we have Ohio after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay. I can hear myself saying about Michigan the same things that Trumpistas say about him. Minimizing the impact, saying, it's no big deal, saying everybody does it, making excuses. It's locker room talk. It is really all the same thing. And I get it. I get it how they can, in the face of the truth, continue to support him. You know how I know? Go Blue. Michigan cheated. Yes, and
Go Blue.
There
Goddamn right.
Which, when he says go blue, he means go Ukraine.
Yeah, that too. Side point, during the debate yesterday.
Yeah, damn, I'm so mad I missed it. I've watched everyone. I've gotten drunk and watched every one of these Republican debates.
Oh no, they were already drunk when they got Vivek called the president of Ukraine a Nazi, which is interesting because what is the one thing that's everybody knows about Volodymyr Zelensky? He's Jewish. Yeah. It's pretty good.
What the fuck?
It's just.
What do you mean he's in what?
They called him a Nazi. I don't know. That was a new one. Now I'll call Netanyahu a fascist all day long.
He's not a Nazi. Though.
It is possible to be Jewish and fascist.
Yes,
it's not possible to be Jewish and Nazi.
That's not possible.
Those two things are not.
Even Jewish and fascist is just so it blows my fucking mind.
Unreasonable.
It's very unreasonable.
However,
clearly it clearly is happening. You can't be a Nazi.
Okay, moving on. Our last story tonight is from our new segment called Brian's Porn Corner. Now, everybody knows Brian has a sound effect. Brian,
that is just such a lecherous sound.
Yes. Brian, let's
soaked in something.
Let's just give your credentials. You're an expert in the naked performance.
I am, I would say, more of an advocate, but if you want to say expert, you can say that.
Well,
I like advocate.
You've interviewed a lot of people who work in the industry.
Yes.
And advocate is it's probably the right word, right?
Yeah.
And they love you.
Yeah, Brian's popular.
They love you
because I respect them. That's why.
Right. What do you mean?
Funny how that works.
So I want to give a shout out to Asa, Kira, and Pornhub. They created a new podcast called Term of Service. It's a mini series. I think it has 6 episodes, and I've listened to 2 of them. It is absolutely mind blowing of what the shit that a lot of these sex workers go through.
Oh, I'm sure,
and not just on the Pornhub sites or they say tube sites, but pretty much in general with the political aspects of which leads into what you're about to say.
Right. So, Mike Johnson, MAGA Mike Johnson, is the new Speaker of the House. And while it is important that he works out a budget deal to keep the federal government
like 8 days
operating,
7 days,
he is a little more focused on something else. What is he focused on, Tez?
This is him and his son monitoring how much they spank and they meet.
That's exactly right. So Mike
Jeez,
Johnson.
What the fuck? What the
Brian,
fuck?
And they love fetish foot fetishes. So.
Is that wait? You have new reporting?
That's a model reporting. So most of their stuff, their content, they like to look as foot fetish.
Wait, where are you getting? Well,
Yo,
hold on,
David
hold on,
Frum
hold on.
was right.
Wait a minute.
David Frum was right, and I hate saying this.
Wait a minute. Hold
I can't believe
on.
I'm saying a George Bush speechwriter is right.
Let's
Jesus Christ, he was right.
let's put the background first. Okay, MAGA Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House. He has been notably, not much is known about him except that he hates sex, or at least he publicly hates sex.
Anybody who's out here, first of all, anybody who's out here telling you that they hate sex, they're nasty on a different level.
Yes.
All right.
So we covered
that don't even make no sense.
For
hate sex.
3 weeks a story about him and some sort of weird sex thing. Okay, now we found out that he told an entire group of people live on tape. Brian, I don't know if we can play the clip. There's a clip of him explaining this thing. And I want everybody to watch this clip or listen to this clip and hear him say in his own words what it is that he is doing to manage his own behavior. Because I've never heard of anybody. I didn't even know about this stuff until this week, until it broke. But well, you're a tech person, you know, these kind of things. But imagine somebody telling on themselves in the most public possible way, and also implicating a minor as they do it.
Stand by, keep chatting.
I as I read through this is sick.
It is very sick.
This what?
When I said earlier,
first of all, this ain't even how porn's supposed to work.
Well,
like you're not this. You're supposed to let your kids explore.
I guess
but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Oh my God!
Okay.
This is where he wants to have accountability, huh?
So, as I said earlier in the show, we are within 2 months of some major sex scandal breaking about.
Obviously, at this one here,
this guy is way too obsessed with it. He's trying to ban LGBT people from existing. He
hates sex.
He hates sex. He doesn't want people to get sex.
We'll see how he really hates it.
Let's see how much he really hates it. Go ahead, Brian.
Here we go.
Why is that such an effective tool? Why do parents need to put this into their home?
Yeah, that's great question. We probably could have called this more appropriately a war on the darkness of technology, because there are some good things with technology, of course. I mean, the Bible apps we all love. We broadcast our services, on our social media, and there's some very positive things, but there's also, as Clint's pointed out aptly, some really dark things. So Covenant Eyes is the software that we've been using a long time in our household. I first learned about it at I think a Promise Keepers event in the early 2000s. I think it was developed in about the year 2000. But it's the largest accountability software that there is, and there's some paperwork out there on the table that I think everybody may have picked up on the way in. If not, go get it. It's a subscription-based. We don't make any money on this. I'm telling you, we use it. Okay, I'm endorsing it because I'm a user. It's about $15 a month, $16 a month, something like that. And you get up to 10 devices. And what it is accountability software. So men in a church, men's Bible study groups will do it. That's how it's presented at Promise Keepers. But they also mention, hey, when your kids become teenagers, especially if you have boys, dads, they're talking to the guys at this event, you might want to think about doing this with your sons. And so we've been doing that. Yeah. So what it does real simply is it has an algorithm and software. It's way above my head how it works, but it scans. You obviously opt into it, but it scans all the activity on your phone or your devices, your laptop, tablet, what have you. We do all of it. And then it sends a report to your accountability partner. So my accountability partner right now is Jack, my son, right? And so he's 17.
His son is 17.
I get a report of all the things that are on our phones or all of our devices once a week. If anything objectionable comes up, your accountability partner gets an immediate notice. I'm proud to tell you, my son he's got a clean slate. All right, but we get a report and it says, hey, no activity of concern, and it's really sensitive. It'll pick up almost anything. It looks for keywords, search terms, and also images, and it will send your accountability partner a blurred picture of the image. And so on occasion, I get one. I was just looking at the one from this week. I got on Jack, and it said, This is the only one that may be questionable, and it's this blurred image of two women talking in a live screen thing, and I zoom in and I have to unblur it, and it's two middle-aged teachers.
All right.
Two middle-aged teachers, huh? That's where we're gonna end this.
All right, let's just be very clear. Both him and his son have separate other phones that don't have this on it.
Duh.
It's like obvious. But also, what the fuck? Why are you you notice how he said his son
let's put this.
You notice how he said his son was squeaky clean, but he didn't say anything about himself?
Right. It's gotten to the point where it's like you're invested in a product based off of this statement. If you heard earlier, he does not fully aware of how it fully works.
He said that.
Let's put a pin in that. Let's just put a pin in that.
Yeah. So, but if your focus is on something that honestly is one, natural, and two, it's everybody's consuming but just not you. Why are you concerned about it?
It's 100% he watches a lot of porn.
Yes, you can. And I just feel like that's why with the new Pornhub miniseries that's on, it talks about stuff like this. It just exposes the fact that's like, you guys got nothing better to do than to focus on something that is definitely not fully hurting anybody. In addition to the fact that a lot of the adult entertainers have been trying their best. They're gotten to the point where now they're trying to be a political figure in this fight that pretty much that people like Mr. Johnson is trying to destroy it, because the simple fact is like, look, I know you think that porn probably has some weird connection to sex trafficking. Some do, but not to the fact the mainstream ones, because they made sure of that. And you figured out that's been the constant avenue for years, but you have no idea what's going on. So that's why there's a lot of people out there, especially those that I highly listen to, that I've interviewed and had discussions with, to the point where it's like, this is ridiculous. You guys don't know nothing about this industry.
First of all, I think they know a lot about it.
No, they don't.
Because they're consumers.
They only know what is either fed to them or what they see on TV.
To Chip's point, I think there are aficionados in this shit.
I think
it's almost like a smoke screen.
Yes.
Of like how they're moving. Which is so weird, because you have so many more voters.
You know how I know you're gay? When you attack people for being gay.
Yeah.
You know how I know you're a porn addict? When you attack people for watching porn. That's it. It's like, if you can't be like nonchalant about this, you're telling on yourself.
I mean, the Scarlet Letter has been out there for years, and this is pretty much it's just been out there for years. It's like there's that one politician who did not like the prostitute he was dealing with, so they marked that woman for life, and they've been doing it for a long time, and they've been trying to get rid of it. And really, it's like, dude, why you're trying to get rid of something that you pointed out? And we figured, it's like, why are you pointing it out? Because you mess with that person, right?
Yeah,
you're going to deny it for here to eternity.
Every accusation is an admission in this case.
Can I give a Business Insider byline here of this fucking Covenant Eyes shit? Courts force people to download Covenant Eyes, the porn blocker used by Mike Johnson. Even the app CEO says they shouldn't.
Not only that.
Right? Crazy. The
CEO of
the court, like legit, the CEO is like, So apparently, I haven't did too deep a dive in this, but courts for probation are having their like offenders go ahead and download this, which is like, this is a huge tech privacy issue.
Not just a tech privacy issue. The Speaker of the House has software that monitors his devices that he does not understand and that can easily be hacked, loaded onto all of his devices, is a massive national security problem. This guy's in line to become president should something bad happen to Joe and Kamala. That is a very serious problem.
Courts have been forcing people to download Covenant Eyes at least since Jesus 2007. Insider found in a review of federal court filings. Those same documents, though, also make it clear how easy it is to circumvent the app.
Oh, no wonder.
Yo, sick.
It is a really. I think I could not.
I think you're spot on with your allegations and
My reckless speculation. There's another thing to mention. Remember how Matt Gaetz adopted a son and then nobody's heard about him since?
Yeah.
He was 19. Guess what the deal is with Mike Johnson's 17-year-old son?
He's adopted?
Yeah, he's not his actual son. And he's not actually officially adopted either. He just, lives with him.
Funny business.
Something about this does not smell right.
Funny business.
I can't imagine a dumber way to undo your speakership.
How many speakers do we have this year?
Well, 7 or 8, I guess.
7 or 8. God, crazy.
I don't know.
I think 2 more.
This guy is Danny Hastert 2.0.
Yeah, he won't make it. I think we get 2 more.
Before the end of the calendar year?
No, before the end of next year. Before the election, more so, yeah.
2?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone by January, right?
I think
he's gonna butcher.
One of 2 things is gonna happen. The sex scandal is gonna emerge and he's gonna get hung on it.
Yeah.
Pun definitely intended. Or
call that Pence.
He's gonna get Pence on it. The second thing that's gonna happen.
This dick!
I don't know if that's exactly appropriate, but sure.
It works.
His name is Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
The other thing is that could happen is he cuts a deal to keep the government open and Matt Gaetz attacks him again and that's all over. So one of those 2 things is going to happen before February. 100%.
Yeah, it has to.
If you disagree, hit us in the comments in this show. I will personally bet everybody a 6-pack that listens.
Remember last time you did this with Strasburg, you hit a home run. Be careful.
$64.08.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
never forget that fucking guy. But yeah, I will bet everybody who comments back.
The clownfish. No, Reince Priebus in friggin' Susan Glasser and Peter Baker report this. That he basically said this like in the RNC. He had a big fish tank with 1 clownfish in it. And yeah, he mentioned Nemo.
So I will bet anybody who comments back to let us know that Mike Johnson does not make it past, I'll say March. I'll give it to March.
Oh, when we're gonna elect Trump again.
Well,
that was the last.
No, March. This March coming up.
Isn't that when he elect the president?
March of 24.
That's when we elect the president, right?
Oh, that's the old system.
The old system, exactly. And that's what
in the 1700s.
Exactly. Yeah, we're back to that.
Oh, yes. So then, yes.
Yeah.
100%. March 14th.
March 14th, exactly.
Is the
That
inauguration.
is the inauguration.
That's right. But no, I mean, for real, I don't think he makes it. I think either a sex scandal or Matt Gaetz does him in. It could be both. I mean, it might turn out that him and Matt Gaetz have their same covenant eyes on watching their own 17-year-olds. I don't know. It's very, very real though. Like, you don't hear Democrats harping on this
at all.
At all. They're like sex education in school is fine, and then like
which is not.
Well, it should be, but it's not well taught, and so that's how you end up with all these teen pregnancies and stuff. And people are like, I didn't understand. I needed condom, but like, you don't have the analogs of Denny Hastert and Mark Foley and like they're just not there because the liberal perspective is like, yeah, it's fine. Like people are gonna do what they're gonna do, and like, is it my thing? No, but I'm not gonna yuck your yum. And
they're not yucking people's yums.
It's cool. Whatever you're into, man. If you're into clownfish, that's fine. Like as long as you're not hurting the clownfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't be harmful. I really don't care. Brian, when you interview these people, you talk to people in the industry, like number one thing is like, I'm guessing, I don't know, is it safe, right?
I mean, generally we talk about the venue that we're in and the amount of people that
No, but I
we
mean,
ask
like,
them. But based off of what you're saying, I mean, yeah, they've taken the precautions. I mean, I know during like probably the mid '90s to the 2000s when they had pretty much the government was like enforcing them to use condoms on set, and it got to the point where it's like you now kind of recently, for the last good 20 years now, you don't see them anymore unless it's amateur. Because of the fact is like for adult entertainers, professional adult entertainers, it's not viable. Meaning it's a break. It's pretty much you're using kind of like the same one in an entire scene, which could last up to maybe an hour. So, and mind you, when you see it edited, it's probably half that, but still it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. So it's kind of it disillusions the fantasy and all that stuff. But yeah, they do have the high precautions, and they do, take those, very seriously, especially with AIDS. They did do the testings and all that stuff. And if someone is tested positive or whatever,
this isn't some sort of like random, it's meant to look like it's
a business,
but it's not.
It's a business.
They treat it. They know the business. These stars, they
have
to maintain
gear.
their bodies as best as they can. I mean, they take it seriously. So
Yeah.
it's this to them, it's not a joke. But to those who are trying to destroy it, they think it's just like, you don't know. They claim that they don't know what they're doing, and it's like, no, they've regulated a lot more among themselves than any government official has tried.
I think Mike Johnson is a vast consumer of pornography. I think it's obvious.
Yeah, no person would sit there and complain about it and looks the part. There's a new meme going out to say it's like, who looks there like their character, and it's him.
Oh my God.
I mean, he looks that type of dude who will be looking at porn on a consistent basis and then be mad that he can't get any of these hot chicks.
He looks like he's like Windows Media Player type porn. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's weird. Like,
actually, I was thinking of going back to the days of the cable box where you have to try to figure out that blurred.
Use like free VCRs.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So my theory was the easiest way to defeat the Covenant eyes is DVDs, and my guess is the sex scandal. And I'm going to go further out on this limb. The sex scandal that's going to break is that Mike Johnson's got closets full of DVDs of explicit material. And that's how his 17-year-old doesn't know that he's jacking it constantly.
Booty Talk 39.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm a recovering addict.
I don't know the titles.
Exactly.
I'm
Look,
sure they're great.
There was a time in the early 20s, it was just bad.
Aren't a lot of them like kind of punny though?
Yeah,
so like there's a lot of crossover between comedy and porn.
Yes.
There should be. It's pretty funny.
And they make it fun of themselves.
Yeah,
there's a lot of parodies. I mean, most of the last good decade, they've been parodying the superhero movies. So
that's where they at now.
Yeah.
Again, I had to just jump off that boat because it was bad for it. There was a
Bond movie called Octopussy.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I'm sharing too much. We're late. We're almost into the midnight of the show. But yeah, there was a time where it was like, yo, watching way too much fucking porn. I had to just kind of like chill out on that shit. Like in my early 20s, it's not conducive to just getting anything done.
Are you Speaker of the House yet?
Not yet.
But
not yet. Spank my way there.
So that's what that gavel's for.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
All right, you know what that music's for?
Not porn.
For the end of the show. And that music means we come to the end of the show. We wanted to say,
and the end of his voice.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe. How did he make
a lot of beer? All right.
Yeah.
Thanks to ManUILL. You're amazing. And
Yeah, he's
thank
just
you
fucking
to your
dope, man.
family for being part of this.
Like
And
just a hot, like, God gracious.
Guy's got bars. Go check him out.
Please
Please get all his records and follow him. It's going to be great. Thank you for joining us all the way from Connecticut, wherever the hell that is. Thanks to our radio partners, Fox
I didn't get
News.
to ask him though. Is he a Man U fan?
It'd be really funny if he was a City guy.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Again,
His
nah,
name is-
Haaland is just too much. I like,
Yeah,
that'd be so
right.
crazy. Man U for
ManUILL,
City.
And he's City.
That'd be crazy. Got to ask him.
That's great. Somehow I don't think he's as an opinion.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Soccer is hot in this country.
No. That's your guy. Soccer.
That is my guy.
Got it. That's a soccer joke.
That's
All
really
right.
good.
All right. By the way, we got a draw last week.
Hey, and we got robbed last
We
week.
had a win.
And we got robbed.
Then we gave him the draw. Yeah, and
We keep winning in Champions League.
Liverpool almost lost to Luton.
That was crazy.
That was
That's
almost
freaking
crazy.
crazy.
All right. So thanks to our radio partners, Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, and InfoWars.
Hey, turn the frog game.
Thanks to Annotan for keeping us on for another week. We assume all that we have no idea. Thanks to our digital media meatball, Isaac Elam. Thanks to our home on the interwebs, CopleyMedia.com. And thanks as always to our family here at Beltway Radio for making this sound as smooth as Ron DeSantis' boots. Lifted. All right, where can everybody get you on social
Let's
media?
get lifted. Yeah, you can find me on that liberal bastion, flaming liberal bastion. That is Blue Sky at DC Cortez. Everything else is pretty bad. Instagram at Ketchum Cordy, Twitter X, which they begged me to get on there. You have missed 9 notifications. They're never real notifications. I know they're not.
No, they're all
fake.
bots. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fake.
They're all Mike Johnson.
They're all Mike Johnsons.
Yeah. You can
Keep your Johnson where you want it.
You can find me in the show on Mike Johnson Twitter at Chipchat RR. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Chipchat. You can, of course, find us every Thursday night here on Beltway Radio and beyond at 9:30. I'm Chip. That says that's Brian. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Witches and warlocks.
Sweet.
I'll eat Mitch McConnell.
Going on the car. I'm ready.